Hi there. Welcome back to GPS for Life. The part that I wanted to really speak about today is what's happening in our world currently. We're moving to a hybrid environment at workplace. Most of us are working partially from home and then from the office. And for those of us who are in India, because of what's happening around us, we're mostly working from home. Now, this is bringing out the entire anxiety of that work-life balance back again. For leaders, the big focus through years has been employee satisfaction or employee happiness. And that work happiness now in the last year or so has started translating into looking and focusing upon employee life happiness. Needless to say that HR leaders that I'm talking about are also the same employees. They also go through the same anxiety. They go through the same burn. They go through the same fears as well. So here are some very, very simple tips that we can just apply in our life and maybe bring down that anxiety and handle the age-old question of work-life balance. Now, my first tip is from Dr. Guy Winch. He says, stop ruminating. Now, for those of us who are not familiar with this word, ruminating means when you're deep thinking about something. And in this context means when you're ruminating about home when you're at work or about work when you're at home. Now, how do I change ruminating thought to productive thinking? So a statement like, I have too much work, for it to become productive, I actually have to schedule a task for it. So in my own head, when I start saying I've got too much work or I don't know where my life is going, I have to change that statement into how do I prioritize my day? So the moment we move from this deep thinking to task orientedness, a big part of that pressure falls down. The second tip is that you have to move and change, which essentially means that we have to be very, very clear on what we will call the end of our workday. So choose a time, let's say it's 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock in the evening, here is what you got to do. Pick up your bag, put your laptop in it, pick up your mobile phone, put it in your pocket, switch off the lights of that particular room. In case you can, step outside, open up the front door, step out, wait for a minute, give it 60 seconds. Believe me, 60 seconds isn't very long. Then re-enter your house as if you've just walked back from work. Change from your office clothes to your home clothes. The starting point obviously will be that don't stay in your home clothes during your work hours. So those switches for your brain are very, very important. The third tip is make sure that you give yourself a clear time that you won't see your emails after. And that could be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And ideally, if your phone allows you to put one part or one app on silent, then make your emails go silent from that time onwards. The tough part of this discipline is to resist the urge to still look. Typically, it would take you a few days for you to get used to this, but then everything falls into place. The fourth tip, which is the important one, is when you're at work, the work hours are on, screen on or not, video call on or not. Try and not run personal chores at that particular time, because that's when our brain gets a bit confused. So the moment you're looking at running personal chores right in the middle of 2 office meetings, it might sound convenient initially, but what it also does is doesn't allow our brain during our off time, our personal time, not to run between 2 personal things, spending time with our family or watching that thing on Netflix, and suddenly reach out to your phone and write that email down. So it's going to be very, very simple. These are 4 tips. It's going to take some time for us to get used to them, but these are easy ones for us to break through this entire work-life balance issue that we're in the midst of. What I need to say this to you, ground zero for work-life balance is not a different workplace. It's not a different job. It's not a different environment. Ground zero is within us, with our own discipline. Take care. Best of luck. Please be safe. Bye for now.